Hey everyone, it's Kyle with the Case and Kyle team at Royal LePage, and today we are going to look at August 2021 to August 2022, and we're also going to compare it to the peak back in February and see how the prices have changed. So let's jump into the numbers. All right, starting in Hamilton, we actually saw the average sale price go from $776,000 up by 0.8% to $782,000. So this is basically the same point we were last year. Very small increase, but since the peak, we've actually seen it come down 26.5%, which makes sense compared to where we've been over the last couple of months. So we've continued to see it come down, but we'll have to monitor to see where that goes and when the bottom is. Now, months of inventory is doing something a little bit differently this month. We've actually seen it go from 0.7 to 2.7. Now, that's still a large jump, but if you watched last month's video, and the link is down below, you would have seen that we've seen the months of inventory continue to rise each and every month. But this is the first month in Hamilton where we've actually seen months of inventory start to drop. So that's something to keep in mind as we continue to monitor the numbers in the coming months. All right, now we're gonna look at Burlington. We saw the average sale price go from $1,049,000 down by 1.3% to $1,036,000. So this is the first time in a long time where we've actually seen year-over-year decreases. Now we've looked at it and we've seen month-over-month decreases, but we haven't actually seen year-over-year. So we've lost all the gains that we had in the year at the end of 2021 and at the beginning of 2022. So this is continuing the trend, what we've seen in Hamilton as well, but we've actually seen year-over-year decrease now. So from the peak, we've seen it come down 29.1%. So this continues to bring the prices further down. Now, months of inventory, actually very similar to Hamilton, we've seen it go from 0.7 to 2.2 months of inventory. So this is the second month in Burlington in a row where we've actually seen this continue to fall. So we're starting to see a trend here. Still a little too early to tell if this is something that is going to be consistently happening going forward and if there's a shift coming, but it's still something for us to keep an eye on. All right, finishing in Oakville. Oakville, once again, and we've talked about this the last couple months, something different is happening here. So we'll break this down a little bit further. So starting with the numbers, we saw it go from 1,641,000 up by 7.2% to 1,763,000. Now this is 9.1% down from where we were at the peak, but once again, this is way smaller of a decrease than what we've seen in Hamilton and Burlington. Now, you might be wondering, okay, why is this happening differently in Oakville compared to these areas? So what I've been seeing in the market is there's more to it than just the average sale price, because a lot of homes in Oakville with buyers and sellers that I'm working with, we're still seeing the prices way down from where they were in February and March, but they are not as large of a drop compared to some of the other places on average, because we've seen some of the larger, more luxury homes sell for more. Now, the reason this is because people who are buying luxury homes in the $3 million plus price range is because they often aren't as impacted by the interest rates. So they're gonna see more increases because they're not impacted to the same degree as people who are looking for a home that's maybe $1 million or $1.5 million within Oakville. So this is something why we're seeing this, but in the lower priced homes, we are seeing the same sort of drop in the price. Now, the months of inventory went from 0.7 months of inventory up to 3.4 months of inventory. So unlike Hamilton and Burlington, we've actually seen it continue to rise in Oakville, and we have the highest amount of inventory. So this is something that shows a different story than what the average sale price is telling us. So this is why we are looking at multiple factors in order to see what is actually happening, and the different price ranges are impacted in a different way. All right, so what do all of these numbers mean? I'm sure you're hearing a lot of information in the news talking about the prices are dropping 25%. I saw an article like that just the other day, which talked about these big decreases, but it's very important that you're actually really digging into what the article is saying, because that's what it said in the title, but if you dug a little further into the article, it was talking that it was going to be around 25% decrease from the peak of the market, where we've actually seen already about 20% of that decrease already. So this is something important for you to keep in mind. And also remember, it's impossible for anyone to predict exactly what's going to happen because no one really knows, because we have to see what's going to happen with the Bank of Canada. Early in the year, they said the interest rates were going to stay low for a long period of time, and they've gone up significantly. So this is something to always keep in the back of your mind as you're going through different news articles. Now, we are going to see an interest rate announcement on Wednesday, September 7th. So this is probably out by the time you're watching this video, and all expectations are that it's going up by 0.75. Now, I think this is supposed to be the last one, and that's what a lot of people are indicating for the year, but we'll have to continue to see what the Bank of Canada does as inflation changes over the coming months. So what I think is going to happen, if this is the last interest rate hike this year, I think we're going to continue to see the prices start to stabilize, and then in the new year, assuming that interest rates go down, which a lot of people are predicting, but once again, we don't actually know if that will happen. But if that's what happens, I foresee the prices start to slowly climb. Now, I don't think it's going to be massive jumps of 20%, which we saw earlier this year, but I think if we see a 2 to 5% increase over a year is kind of the rate I think we're going to see at the start of next year. And that's your market update for the month of August. So be sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram. So on Facebook at Case and Kyle, and on Instagram at Case and Kyle Team. And be sure to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell down below so that you can stay up to date on all future market updates. And I'll talk to you next time.